Good morning class. Today we are going to see the important lesson of 10th history, that is nationalism in India. So it is important for exam point of view, nationalism in India. Now first we will see the introductions, that what we are going to see in this chapter. Nationalism is loyalty and devotion to a nation. So nationalism means that we should be attached to our nation from mentally as well as the physically attachment should be there. That is the main concept of nationalism, Desh Bhakti. In this chapter, we will pick up the story from the 1920s and the study the non-cooperation movement, that is NCM. We will learn that how different social groups participated in the movement. So this is not a single movement, this is the movement of the entire people from small to bigger one. Now, there is one good and great quotation from Mahatma Gandhi ji. Between the two nationalists and the imperialists, there is a no meeting ground. Gandhi ji. Now just see here class, nationalist mean the people to give the life, they are ready to give their life for the sake of nation. Imperialist mean they are very keen to take the life for the sake of the nation. So they cannot meet, never and never. Now, the first topic we are going is the First World War. The First World War played an important role in shaping the India's freedom struggle and developing new modes of struggle in the following way. First is increase in defense expenditure due to the war led to the increase in taxes, custom duties, prices and the introductions of war loans. Second, during the war, prices increased dramatically, almost double, which led to extreme hardship. So this is the common thing that whenever war is there, the prices are increased. Poverty and forced recruitment in the army made people hostile to the British rule. During 18 and 19 and 19, 20, 21, food shortage due to the failures of the crops and famines and epidemic. Now the epidemic is not the new, it is also during 1920 and they are also present in 2021. That took a heavy toll of the life, created resentment among the peoples of India against the foreign rules. Now this one glimpse of picture you can see during the First World War. The India, the First World War, just see the condition, the fighting pigs is there, and the failures and the crop failures of farmers. Now, the second topic is there, Satyagraha India. So this is a basic thing, we can get something that what is hidden in this topic. Now you can see the Champaran movement and the Gandhiji and Nehru, they are sitting for Satyagraha does not depend on outside help. It derives all its strength from within. Satyagraha means to put our entire power, our entire inner power should come out. Now, Satyagraha in the detail we will see what thing is hidden there. The idea of Satyagraha emphasizes the power of truth and the need to search for truth. It suggested that if the cause was true, just see dear class, if the cause was true, if we are true, if the struggle was against injustice, then physical force was not necessary to fight the oppressors. Mahatma Gandhi believed Satyagraha could unite all Indians. So this is the main concept that Gandhiji want to unite all people. How Gandhiji unite is only the Satyagraha platform. Now, applications of Gandhiji Satyagraha, how this Gandhiji utilized this concept. 1916, Gandhi organized a Satyagraha against oppressive plantation system in Champaran in Bihar. It is the first Satyagraha movement. Second, in 1917, Gandhiji led a Satyagraha in Kheda district of Gujarat, demanding relaxation of the revenue tax owing to the poverty experienced by the farmer because of the outbreak of plague and crop failure. Third, 1918, Gandhiji organized a Satyagraha against the cotton mill worker in Ahmedabad. So these are three stages, 16, 17 and 18. Now, next is Rowlatt Act. In 1919, the Rowlatt Act was passed by the British government. This act gave the government enormous powers for repressing political activities and allow detentions of political prisoners for 2 years without any trial. That means no appeal, no delay. Now, oppositions. On 6 April 1919, Gandhiji started the non-violent civil disobedience movement for opposing the Rowlatt Act with a nationwide hartal. Shops were closed down, rallies were organized and rail workshops workers went on strike. On 10th April 1919 in Amritsar, widespread attacks on bank, post office and railway station took place. Now the British response, how British give their call to this reactions of the people. Government brutally repressed the nationalist. Martial law was imposed and General Dyer took command. Now again this picture of that Jallianwala Bagh, you can see the bullet marks and the Dyer pictures here. Now Jallianwala Bagh, the 13th April 1990. A number of people had assembled at Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar for attending the annual Baisakhi fair. General Dyer surrounded the park and opened fire on the crowd, killing hundreds of people. Now, aftermath of Jallianwala Bagh, crowd took to the street in many North Indian towns. Strike, clashes with the police, and attacks on government buildings were extensively witnessed. So this is the people how they give the response. The British used brutal repressions, seeking to humiliate and terrorize people. People were flogged and villages were bombed. Now, non-cooperation movement, in short it is known as NCM. Non-cooperation movement began in January 1921. Various social groups participated in this movement. Each social group had their own aspirations, but all fought together for the Swaraj, but the term means differently from group to group. So here people, they want to give the problems of their solutions. They don't know what is nationalism, but still they fight. Now it's cause Khilafat issue. After the Rowlatt Satyagraha, Mahatma Gandhi felt to launch a more broad-based movement. So he took up the Khilafat issue. The First World War had ended with the defeat of Ottoman Turkey. There were rumors that a harsh treaty would be imposed on the Khalifa. So Khilafat Committee was formed in March 1919 to defend the Khilafat's temporal power. Now this is the second cause, that is the Rowlatt Act. The dissatisfaction from the Rowlatt Act and the failure of the Rowlatt Satyagraha. This is the second reasons. Jallianwala Bagh, the killing of hundreds of innocent people by the British at Jallianwala Bagh had made the Indian mass resentful toward the British rule. Now we'll see the methods, how it is. Surrendered government titles, boycott civil services, army, police, court and legislatives, council, school and foreign goods. They totally boycott the things. And if the British government used repressions, a full civil obedience campaign would be launched. Now, disagreement. Few Congress members were not in support of the ideas of boycotting the council election, as they wanted to bring about changes in the system by being in power. They want to be in power. C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru formed the Swaraj Party within the Congress to argue for a return to council politics. Some leaders feared the movement to turn violent. So these are some kinds of disputes among the great leaders. Now some important event during non-cooperation movement. First, Khilafat Committee was formed with a leader such as Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali in March 1919 Bombay. Mahatma Gandhi in the Calcutta sessions of the Congress convinced other leaders of the need to start a non-cooperation movement in support of Swaraj in September 1919. Second, non-cooperation program adopted by the Congress on December 1920 at the Congress session at Nagpur. Now we will see the movement in the towns, how it takes step taken in the town. The student left government controlled schools and colleges, headmasters and teachers resigned. Lawyer gave up their legal practice and the council elections were boycotted in most provinces except Madras. Foreign goods were boycotted. Liquor shops picketed and foreign clothes burned in huge bonfires. Now, effects of NCM. The imports of foreign clothes halved, its value dropping from rupees 102 crores to rupees 57 crore. So this we can say the impact. Merchant and trader refused to trade in foreign goods or finance foreign trade. Productions of Indian textile mill and the handlooms went up. Now this is the use of the Indian things is increased up. Now obstacles faced. Khadi cloth was more expensive than the mass produced mill cloth, and poor people cloth could not afford to buy because khadi was expensive. The poor people, they cannot afford to buy the khadi clothes. Indian educational institutions were slow to come in place of the boycotted British one. There is no other Indian institution was available. So these are two major drawback of the NCM. Now rebellion in the countryside. Now we will see how this movement go into the countryside. The peasant had to do beggar in the farms of oppressive landlords. The peasant movement demanded reductions of revenue, abolitions of beggar, and social boycott of oppressive landlords. In our house of talukdar and merchants were attacked, bazaars were looted, and grain hoards were taken over in many places. Local leaders told the peasant that Gandhiji had declared that no taxes were to be paid and land was to be redistributed among the poor. Last 9 Dhobi Bandhs were organized by the Panchayat for depriving landlords of the services of even barber and washerman. So this is a rebellion in the countryside. Now revolt by tribals. The government had closed large forest areas, preventing people from entering the forest to graze their cattle or to collect fuel wood and the fruits. Orli Sitaram Raju led the guerrilla warfare in the Gunde mills of Andhra Pradesh. Third, the rebel attacked police stations, attempt to kill British officials, and carried on guerrilla warfare for achieving Swaraj. So this is a revolt by tribal peoples. Now, Swaraj in the plantations. Thousands of workers left the plantations and headed home. They believed that Gandhi Raj was coming and everyone would be given land in their own villages. Under the Inland Immigration Act of 1859, the plantation workers were not allowed to leave the tea garden without permission. They have to take permission. Without permission, they can't leave the area. On February 1922, Mahatma Gandhi decided to withdraw the non-cooperation movement because of its violent phase in the many places. Thank class. See you in the next video. Thank you.